The 3 stages of executing on your goals. A proven and tested method that helps you achieve your goals anytime, any day. Because the end result of setting a goal is not just to leave it on paper. An average person today does not necessarily complain about writing the goals down, breaking it down into smaller pieces. But executing on the goal becomes the challenge of an average person out there. So it becomes quite unnecessary if all we do is just to write it down and it ends at the point of just setting the goal. And months later, all you have to do is to flip through it and begin to feel unworthy of setting the goal, begin to feel less capable of achieving your goals. My name is Godfrey Ifeanyi, and I'm a success coach and an entrepreneur. I help individuals build a pragmatic approach to success. Thank you for downloading this course. I want to walk you through a framework that can help you not just set the goal, but crush it anytime, any day. I have applied it over and over again, and it keeps working without fail. Like I already said, the problem of an average person it's not just setting the goal. We all have written goals. Every year we write our goals, New Year resolutions. Monthly we try to set a goal. We try to imagine something, write it down, set plans and all of that. But everyone, most of the time, an average person always falls short in achieving the goal. First of all, why do you necessarily have to listen to me? Because I have had my own share of also having to write down goals and not achieve them. I have been in that boat over and over again. And I've been able to find a simple way out. I have seen myself set goals over and over again and not achieve them. But right now, I have also seen myself on the other side of the coin, setting goals and having to achieve them so many times. Now, how have I been able to achieve that? First of all, I'm just going to show you 3 things, very important things that you might have not heard about, or even if you've heard about them, you might have not paid so much attention to it. But as subtle as they are primarily very important in helping you not just set goals, but also to achieve them. So in this very brief audio, pay close attention. If you may need to write, ensure you're writing. So get a pen, get your jotter, and let me walk you through a simple framework that guarantees, that you will not just have a goal written down, but that whenever you set as a deadline, whatever the time frame is, you want to achieve that goal, that it's possible that you can achieve the goal. So if you're ready, let's get down. Change your perception. Now, that's where it all starts from. That's the first thing you need to do. Change your perception. Listen carefully. Achieving any goal starts from your mind. Achieving any goal starts from your mind. Achieving any goal does not necessarily start from writing it down. Writing it down is good. As a matter of fact, every goal must be written down. Any goal that is not written down is not a goal. It's just a mere wish. But it does not necessarily guarantee that you will achieve the goal. Because achieving the goal is not about whether you've written it down. It's about your mindset. Now, what kind of mindset do you need to have? What kind of mindset do you need to adopt in ensuring that you go beyond having the goals written to having the goals achieved? So first of all, you need to start by changing your mindset. This is the kind of mindset you need to have. Every human being will always behave what he believes. Every human being will always, most of the time, act in ways that reflect our dominant belief and perception about ourselves. Not just what we think we want to achieve, but whom we actually think we are. So you need to begin to see yourself differently. Begin to see yourself from the future. Once you can first of all change your perception of yourself and stop seeing yourself as someone who just want to achieve a goal, because that's basically what we have always done. For example, I want to become a public speaker, and I keep seeing myself as someone who just wants to become a public speaker and not necessarily an established public speaker. So these are two different perceptions of yourself. The more you see yourself as someone who wants to become and not someone who is already, you've already placed yourself in a position where you can easily hide under the shadows of not even having to achieve the goal. So you want to change that. You want to start from having to adopt the discipline of your future self. You want to place yourself where you want to be, living from the future, seeing yourself from your future self, adopting the discipline of your future self. So for example, you want to stop seeing yourself as someone who wants to become, but rather someone who is already. So begin to act that way. Stop living like you want to achieve a goal, but live like you have already achieved the goal. Because how you see yourself changes everything. The mindset you have been able to adopt about yourself changes everything. Whatever your mind can imagine is actually real. And in less than no time, it becomes real to you. Because what happens is, when you set a goal and you don't end up achieving that goal, you begin to feel like you are a failure. You begin to feel like you are incapable. That was not when that thought started. You already seen yourself as a failure. You already seen yourself incapable even before you lost motivation along the line, even before you began to slip along the line in achieving your goal. So your mind first is what you need to change, that you are necessarily not someone who wants to achieve a goal, but someone who has already achieved a goal. So what you want to do is ask yourself, who is the future self that I want to adopt? Your mind cannot differentiate between just an imagination and what is real. So the more you want to hack your mind to begin to think from your future self, to begin to see yourself from your future self. Because the more you begin to see yourself, for example, I've been talking about probably a public speaker, right? And this can work in any other aspect of life, okay? This is adoptable in any other field. So you want to begin to see yourself as an established public speaker. Who is a public speaker? What kind of life do public speakers live? What kind of places do public speakers go to? What necessarily makes someone a public speaker? You want to begin to live like a public speaker. Like I already said, you are not a failure because you did not achieve a goal. That's not what made you a failure. You are a failure because you have already seen yourself as one. So you don't want to just allow your goals to define you. You want to first of all start by defining yourself and simply allowing the goals just validate it. First of all, you need to define whom you are. Whom you are first. Who are you? When you begin to see yourself from the person that you are, this changed a lot of things for me. When I stopped seeing myself as someone who wants to become a future established coach to someone who is a coach, I began to adopt that mindset that, okay, but despite I'm working towards it, but I'm not at the point where I'm hoping that one day I will become it, but I'm already seeing myself as someone who has become that. And immediately it changed everything. I began to live my life like an already established coach. I began to do things that simply propels me towards now having that which I have adopted in my mind materialize. That's simply what you want to do. So whatever goal you want to achieve, you want to start by seeing yourself already achieve that goal. Write down every single thing that an established whatever goal it is, okay? established public speaker, established TV presenter, established podcaster, whatever goal you're setting. If you want to become a millionaire, you want to begin to live like a millionaire. What kind of mindset, what kind of lifestyle, how do millionaires, you don't necessarily need to have all the money to become a millionaire. If it starts from your mind. So the more you keep feeling like there is something needs to happen to make you that person, you need to achieve a goal to make you that person, you've already separated yourself from the mindset that you need to have. So start from your mind. Adopt the disciplines in your life. Once you've been able to hack your mind to stop making you feel like you need to achieve a goal to become the person, but you rather become the person in your mind, and then you realize that the goal will simply just materialize. So how you see yourself changes everything. How you see yourself changes everything. Not the goal you set, but how you see yourself changes everything. Secondly, you want to begin to create systems. Having been able to hack your mind to begin to see yourself from your future self, begin to live from the future. Secondly, you want to create systems. And let me give you two basic systems. There are a lot of other systems, but two basic systems that everyone who wants to achieve a goal must adopt. Number one, you want to create what I call an MMC. MMC is what I call a micromaniac circle. A micromaniac circle. A micromaniac circle, MMC, is a small circle of people who are obsessed about their life and their goals. Let me tell you what you've not observed. What you've not observed about life is influence happens to us unconsciously. I used to say that influence has the most unintentional transforming power. In the sense, if you have someone who does not like to read, you don't need to worry. Get the person in the midst of people who are readers, people who are consumed with the mindset, the discipline of reading. So what happens is influence does not necessarily need your permission, whether you're conscious or not. Influence simply just affects you. So whatever you surround yourself with, you've heard it over and over again that you are one out of the 5 closest people to you. So the first and most important system you want to build is change your circle. The reason why you've been setting goals and you've not been achieving the goals is because you've been in the wrong circle. You've not been in the right circle of people that mounts positive pressure on you to be able to achieve the goal. Forget it. Your friends, your family, your neighbors, all of those people you think that are around you that support you and everything, they are not necessarily those that you need in achieving those particular goals you have set. You need to be intentional and deliberate about pulling people close to you that are going the same way you're going. Now, if your circle happens in every sphere, it is impossible for you to see someone who is successful and never had a circle, because life was not designed for us to climb the hills alone. Right from time, people have always walked in circles. Even from the life of Jesus, you can see that despite the multitude that followed Jesus, Jesus still had a circle. As a matter of fact, he had a circle of 70, he had a circle of 12, from the 12 he had a circle of 3, from the 3 he even had one person. Okay, if you look at the life of probably Elijah in the Bible, Elijah had many sons of the prophets, but there was one called Elisha who followed him everywhere he goes. Everywhere he goes. There was a story about Moses in the Bible when the children of Israel had a war with a certain nation, and Moses had to climb up on the mountain to intercede for the children of Israel. Moses would have not been able to achieve that goal, if he didn't have a circle of 2 persons called Aaron and Hur that were there to assist him. So, irrespective of whatever, how inspired, motivated you are, the reason why basically you have been setting goals and not achieving them is because you have not intentionally built a circle of people who will propel you, who will push you. You've not hung around them long enough for whatever it is that they carry to rub off on you. Stop hanging around Stop hanging around the wrong people. Get around the right set of people with the right mindset that are genuinely interested in your growth, where there's rather contribution and not competition, where everyone is inspiring one another, people that mount positive pressure on you, people that challenges you. If your circle does not challenge you, you are not in a circle, you are in a prison. So you must ensure that you have people around you that keeps challenging your mindset, that keeps challenging your attitude, that keeps challenging your discipline, that keeps pushing you forward, that keeps ensuring that you are pursuing the goals, that when you see them, you see their result, you are inspired. These are the kind of people that you want to ensure that you are constantly talking to, you are constantly around them, and allow whatever it is around them rub off on you. And also ensure that you're working on yourself, because you cannot be the odd one in the circle. If you try to fit into that kind of circle without working on yourself, naturally the system has a way of kicking you out of the circle naturally. Now, that's number one. Number two, in creating systems, is get a mentor. Get a mentor. A mentor is a system. We've not thought about that before. You've not heard it before, that a mentor is a system. Because the only person with the right information, there are good informations out there, but the one that is right for you, the person with the one that is right for you, is that person who have successfully traveled the road you are embarking on. That's the only person that can give you accurate information. Because in your journey of success, mentorship is non-negotiable. The reason why mentorship is non-negotiable is because every man has his day of foolishness. Every man has his days of foolishness. And in your days of foolishness, what you need, like as a leap, what you will need as a leap over your foolishness is the advice or the words or the lifestyle of someone who is a mentor. Why do you want to necessarily reinvent the wheel? You don't need to reinvent the wheel. There's someone who has walked down that road before. I constantly say that the fastest way to get to somewhere is to ask those who have been there before. In fact, I feel that the greatest hack in life, or the shortest cut to success in life, is to ensure you're following someone who has already traveled the road before. It saves you a decade of foolishness. It saves you mistakes. It helps you avoid errors and falling into unnecessary pits and all of that. So having to journey with someone who has walked down that road before helps you avoid all of the mistakes. So one reason why you have not been achieving your goals is because you have been traveling the road alone. Be intentional about a mentor. Get someone who is already successful in that particular thing that you want to go into, in that particular goal that you have set for yourself, and ensure you're following them closely. Ensure you're learning from them. If they have books, buy their books, read their books, attend their classes, listen to them, hang around them, learn from them. Is the fastest way, not just for inspiration, because mentors tend to inspire us in many ways, but at the same time, it helps you acquire knowledge. It helps you acquire the right information. The third stage of executing your goals, which is one of the very most important, now this falls on you solely, is what I call break your rules. Break your rules. Stop seeking comfort when you set a goal. One of the reasons why you've not achieved your goal is because you are not hungry enough. You are not hungry enough. You need to be hungry to the point that you can go to any length for your goal. Because at the beginning, why you set the goal was not necessarily to just have it on paper. Why you set the goal was not just to satisfy that craving of, I set a goal, I also have a New Year resolution. And let me tell you this, not achieving your goal means winning was just an option to you. Not achieving your goals means that you just made winning an option. If winning is not an option to you, if winning is the only option you have, it means you will go all out for it. You stop taking no for an answer. You stop taking failure for an answer. So until you want your success bad enough, just like the way you want the breath of air, you can never be successful. Life was not designed that success will just come to you by setting a goal, not being able to achieve it, and then you back out. No one has ever become successful that way. Everyone that achieved success, there were times they had to get so hard on themselves. So two basic things: you need to get hard on yourself. If you need to double your effort, if you need to triple your effort, if you need to quadruple your effort, ensure that you set the goal and you realize after a month, after 2 months, it's not working out, you're not achieving the goal. You don't back out. That's not when to give up. That's when to double up your effort. That's when to look for what has worked in little ways, and you know what? You double down on those things. So in essence, stop pampering yourself. Set goals and ensure that the goals you're setting, they are high. Set goals that inspire you. Set big goals. Goals that inspire you. Every time you set a goal, what you want to do is to multiply the goal by 3, multiply the goal by 5, 10x the goal if possible. 10x the goal. Ensure that they are goals that inspire you. Don't set goals that you can easily hide under the shadows of your indiscipline if the goal is not achieved. So set goals that stretches you. Set goals that will require a better you to be able to achieve them. Don't set goals that necessarily at this point in time in your life you have everything it takes to achieve it. Set goals that will require you pushing yourself hard. That's how you grow. That's how you become a better person. Okay, so it's important that you realize that if you just expect that you set a goal and it will just come at the snap of a finger, it's not possible. As a matter of fact, it's not a goal if you just have to get it at the snap of a finger. If you just have to get it by applying 1 or 2 things and just doing this and doing that and waking up one morning and boom, you've not grown that way. Because every time you set a goal, you don't achieve the goal, it brings you back to a point where you have to remember that you are growing. It's a process. You are in a group. So what you need to do at that time is what? Double up your efforts. Okay? Double your efforts. Find out what worked and do what? And work on that particular thing. Here are 2 things you want to do if you must break your rules. Number 1, every goal you set a punishment whenever you fail to achieve the goal. Set a punishment if you fail to achieve the goal, and also set a reward system if you achieve the goal. Set punishment, set a reward system. Okay? And there's something about having to punish yourself if you fail to achieve the goal. Punishing yourself here does not necessarily mean that you put yourself in a state of feeling less worthy and having to beat yourself up. No, it's just a system of discipline. And this is what you want to do by setting a punishment. A punishment you must set for yourself is something that is like a 2-edged sword. It helps to discipline you and at the same time helps you to grow. The punishment must be something that helps to discipline you and at the same time something that helps you go. There are several times I've denied myself of sleep because I refused to achieve a particular goal. So I had to tell myself tonight, no sleep. And what will I be doing awake? Obviously doing things that helps me to become a better person. Denying myself of sleep, and also have a reward system. And that reward must be something that you've long been craving for. That reward must be something that you really want to have at the end of the goal. So, first and foremost, change your perception of yourself. Stop seeing yourself as someone who wants to achieve a goal, but put yourself in a position of your future self. Hack your mind that way, and soon that which you already have in your mind will begin to manifest as reality. Keep seeing yourself. Keep carrying yourself like the person you want to be. Adopt the disciplines of the person you want to be. Picture your future self and begin to live from there. That's the first thing. Then number 2 is create what? Systems. And 2 systems you must create. MMC, your micromaniac circle. A circle of obsessed people who are naturally obsessed about their goals. And finally, you need to ensure that winning is the only option you have. Be obsessed about winning. Okay? Be obsessed about ensuring that irrespective of what comes your way, you're not giving up on the goal and you're not slowing down. Don't slow down. Don't give up. You always wake up every morning with a new motivation to push for the goal. Don't assume that because you couldn't do it 3 days ago, because you couldn't achieve it last month, does not mean you cannot achieve it this month. A quote will say that the world knows how to make a way for a man who knows where he is going. So determination is very important in achieving your goals. And how do you do this? Stop pampering yourself. Stop seeking comfort. Ensure that you have discipline mechanisms around you that places you in hot spots, okay, where you are compelled to ensure that winning is the only option you have. Set high goals that stretches you, that pushes you. And if you can apply these 3 things, I'm sure that there will be nothing that will stop you from achieving your goals. Because obviously, for me personally, it has worked over and over again. Thank you for listening to this audio course, and I would like to hear from you. Name once again is Godfrey Ifeanyi, and I hope this audio course brought you value. I will hear from you again.